40 years of memories. Where do you even begin? Maybe you're looking around your house thinking, how did we end up with this much stuff? Or maybe you're helping aged parents who have lived in the same home for 30 to 40 years. And honestly, it feels overwhelming before you even start. Well, today I want to show you exactly where to begin downsizing without the panic, without the guilt, and without trying to do everything in one weekend. Because downsizing is not just about stuff. If it were just about stuff, especially stuff we no longer wanted, it would be easy. But it's about memories, identity, seasons of life, and emotional decisions. I'm Carrie Fullerton. If you haven't been watching me here before, of Fullerton's Professional Organizing here in the Rio Grande Valley. I also work virtually anywhere, but I help busy families, seniors, and overwhelmed households simplify their homes and create practical systems that actually work for their real life today. And if you're facing decades and decades of stuff, you are not alone. Most people do not need more organizing bins. Now, they are helpful to solve a problem, but that's not always the case. So, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the biggest mistake people make when downsizing, the first room you should not start with, and the easiest way to build momentum, how to handle those sentimental belongings, a practical downsizing method that actually works. Now, the biggest mistake people make is trying to downsize the entire house all at once. Sometimes it takes years. I've worked with clients for years at a time. That creates emotional exhaustion almost immediately. People pull everything out, they get overwhelmed, then they shut down completely. Downsizing is not a weekend project. When you've lived somewhere for decades, it's a process. And honestly, sometimes it's also grieving. You're not just sorting objects, you're sorting seasons of life that have passed by. Most people think they should start with photo albums, memory boxes, or family heirlooms first. Please don't start with the sentimental items. That will slow you down tremendously. Those are some of the hardest decisions in the house. If you start here, your brain gets too emotional, exhausted before you build any momentum. Instead, start with easy decisions first. That's what I do with my clients. First, the trash and expired items, duplicates, broken items, unused kitchen gadgets, old paperwork, things you already know you don't use and don't want because the momentum matters. I always tell clients, do not start with the whole garage. Start with one drawer, one shelf, one cabinet, one category. And why? Because small wins calm your nervous system and when people feel emotionally overwhelmed, their brain struggles to make decisions. That's why when I organize and when I help clients, I do it to fit the way their brain works. It's brain friendly depending on who you are. So when people feel emotionally overwhelmed, their brain struggles to make decisions. But completing one small space creates clarity and confidence. Now, here's the simple system I use with downsizing clients. Every item goes into one of 5 categories. Keep are the items you truly use, need, or deeply value. Donate good items that can please someone else. Sell valuable items worth the time and effort to sell. And then the trash are broken, expired, damaged, or unusable items. And then you could also make family. I don't usually do this, but family is an option. especially if you're older client that still have things in their home that their children left behind, or they want to give them to, nieces, nephews, sisters, other family members. We can make another category. And here's something important. Your children may not want everything. That can feel painful sometimes, but it's normal. The memories matter more than the objects do. So, sentimental clutter is usually not about the object itself. It represents people, memories, identity, love. It may even represent some grieving and milestones or fear of forgetting. That's why downsizing can feel emotionally exhausting. You do not have to keep everything to honor everyone and everything in your life. Sometimes keeping a few meaningful pieces tells the story beautifully. For an example, one box of childhood keepsakes, not everything. One quilt instead of 10. One set of dishes instead of 4. Or maybe just one item from the set of dishes. Digital photos, taking pictures of sentimental items before letting them go. You are preserving memories, not running a storage museum. Now, for many seniors, downsizing is not just about space. It's about their safety, how they feel, their energy, maintenance, mobility, peace of mind. Large homes become physically exhausting over time and clutter increases. Then you have the risk of falling, you have stress, anxiety, the demands of cleaning, and decision fatigue. Now, a simplified home can create more peace, more safety, and more freedom. If you're helping aging parents downsize, approach the process with compassion. Do not force decisions. I never force my clients into decisions. Do not shame. Do not say, "Why are you keeping this?" Remember, their belongings represent an entire lifetime. Instead, you might want to say it gently. Tell me about this. What matters most to you? What would you like to keep for this next season of life? That way, you can create some memories of your own through these items. Now, people coordinate more than they cooperate when they feel more respected. And like you're not just trying to throw everything away and tell them that everything they own is trash. So here's your assignment during this time. Pick one small space, one bathroom drawer, one kitchen shelf, one nightstand, one cabinet. Set a timer for 15 minutes. That's it. Do not aim for perfection, aim for progress. Now, also want to say this clearly. If your house became overwhelming over time, that doesn't mean you failed. Life happens. Children grow up. Careers happen. Loss happens. Busy seasons happened. Most clutter accumulates gradually while people are simply trying to survive life. Now, give yourself grace while also moving forward. Now, if this video helps you, comment below and tell me what area feels hardest to downsize right now. And if you're walking through this season with aging parents or you're trying to downsize yourself, I'd love to know that too. Make sure you just subscribe because on this channel, we do talk about downsizing, organizing, ADHD-friendly home systems, senior transitions, and practical ways to simplify life without shame or overwhelm. Now, remember though, you do not have to downsize your entire life in one day. Just you start with one drawer, shelf, and one decision at a time. Progress creates peace, and sometimes letting go of excess creates room for what matters most. And if you need help, Fullerton Professional Organizing is here to help you in person or virtually. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Sorry, guys, my video is not wanting to stop. It wants to keep recording, so it's kind of a long ending. Sorry.